Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This gets filed under, I just can't leave it alone. So the ranking member mentioned the Senate bill last year, and again, every time it's said, I have to correct it. That Senate bill that was supposedly so good never even got a Senate vote. That Senate bill that was supposedly so good didn't stop, catch, and release. The Senate bill that was so good didn't rebuild the wall. The Senate bill that was so good didn't expedite individuals back to their country immediately, to country of origin. The Senate bill that was so good didn't have Title 42, and it codified and allowed up to 1.8 million illegal aliens to come into this country every year. It was a bad bill. It's why it couldn't even get the votes in the Senate. I don't care who the sponsors are. Quite frankly, I don't care what party they are. It was a bad bill, and that's why it never saw the light of day in the House. Secondly, nobody's saying that Americans don't have issues with drinking and driving. And I've always been supportive. Again, I was a state senator. I was a state assemblyman in New Jersey, where we have some, I think, pretty good laws. I was a sponsor of Michael's Law. I won't go into that, about somebody who lost their son and broke their hearts for their whole lives. We get it. That's not the issue here. That's not the issue. The standards are different for American citizens and illegal aliens. They're supposed to be. They should be. They need to be. They're not legal Americans. They broke the law once. I understand some of them don't have evil intention. I understand some of them aren't bad people, but they did break the law. But we're not even dealing with those that are just here and broke the law. We're dealing with the criminal element to some degree. So whatever the reason that you came here illegally, if you break the law again, and we've done bills that went through this committee and went through the House and were signed now by this president, that said if you attack a police officer, if you beat a police officer, you're going to be detained, get due process, and deported. If you steal from a store, or you steal in general, you're going to be detained, deported, you'll get your due process, but you're going to leave. And you should. Americans are afforded certain rights and availabilities that illegal people aren't. So I don't understand, I really don't, the other side. I don't understand, there almost seems to be a perverse desire to protect and help people who are illegal more than legal immigrants, more than legal Americans. I don't get it.
Will the gentleman yield for the question?
I don't get it. I will in a minute, maybe. The bottom line is, why would you argue this? They broke the law not once, but twice. And yeah, it is slightly different. And it doesn't mean that an American who makes a mistake, or somebody who is here legally makes a mistake, drinks and drives their first time, that they should go to jail for 10 years. No, I also believe in forgiveness. And there has to be different standards for what the violation is. But the bottom line is here, you broke the law. You came here illegally. You broke the law again. You beat up a cop, or you broke the law again and you drove drunk. You're gonna be deported. I have a friend of mine that wants to get citizenship in Portugal, dual citizenship. You know what? In the country of Portugal, you have to be able to speak Portuguese before they'll give you citizenship. In America now, we're saying, yeah, we don't care. You committed a crime, it's okay. We don't care. You drive drunk, it's okay. You killed somebody, it's okay. Come on. Americans are tired of it. They're sick of it.
The gentleman,
I support Congressman Moore's effort here. It is a good effort. And there are Americans, many Americans out there from every state in the union who support what he's saying. Now, who wanted me to yield?
Right over here.
Gentleman from New York.
I yield to the gentleman from New York.
Thank you. I respect and appreciate very much the gentleman's comments, but they are not applicable to this law. We're not talking about undocumented immigrants who commit drunk driving. They are already immediately deportable. What we are talking about here—
I will reclaim my time for a moment. Forgive me, but just from we heard from the gentleman from Kansas, that's not always accurate, number one, and we have to clarify that. And if that's the issue, let's clarify it. And secondly, in speaking with Mr. Moore, if further clarification of this bill is needed as we go along on a floor amendment or whatever else, that's possible too. But the bottom line is it does apply to what I was saying. I yield back to you again.
And the only other